in closed beta on mobile, so they do not have a public installer yet. Once it's public, I'll probably stream it a little bit. So I'm in their NDA closed beta, so I can't give specifics. But the paper card game is identical to the digital card game, and the actual gameplay is great. Griffinson, thanks for the 14 months at the tier 3 level. Sounds good. Sounds good. We're definitely going to be diving into Artifact when that comes out. Dougal 5. That almost sounds like Bogle. Thank you for the brand new Prime support and welcome. Morning, Jet. We do have something far more mentally stimulating than Tron. We call it Bogles. Alright. Alright. Pop MTG. Thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. God bless. We got there, chat. We got there. There's a greed source on top. Thought about playing the Warhammer game as a 40k player. I can't justify. Well, to set a bar that's incredibly low, I'd be willing to bet the Warhammer game's going to be cheaper than Magic. But that's like, you know, cheaper than Magic is almost silly to say to a point, because just like everything's cheaper than Magic. Opponent said big fan and went Spire, Bluff Canal, Delver of Secrets. As someone who's played a lot of blue-red tempo, this is the unwinnable matchup for blue-red tempo. So hopefully that's going to prove to be the case here. If they don't have a mana leak for this Daybreak Coronet or Spell Snare, we're going to run them out of the game pretty quickly. Fancy Penguin, thank you for the 6-month resub. Thanks for the memes on your birthday. Thanks for the half a year of support. Artifact releases on desktop in November. End of November. Very end. Like November 28th. They're not supposed to be on mobile until like the end of next year. So, as someone who has a lot of their PC time dominated by, you know, Magic and Overwatch and stuff like that, it's going to be interesting to see. Hey, Fatso, thank you for the 15-month resubscription. Welcome back. It's going to be interesting to see how Artifact does. Artifact being pushed by Valve could give it what it needs to, like, not need a mobile client right away. But I think the Warhammer people are really smart starting with mobile. That's what a lot of people want more than anything, I think. I mean, if they have a Mana Leak or a Remand tier, we could, or a Spell Snare, we could lose this game. If they don't have a counterspell, they're probably dead to rates. But if they have a counterspell here, we're probably not going to be in a good spot. If they have counterspell, whoa, okay, so they have nothing and we've won. God bless. God bless. A true skill game we do play. I suppose they can animate this, block, and bolt it, but that's not true because I have Rancor. So, casual 12-point swing. Kick your door in. Nice blue-red deck. Someone who has seen people who play proper 40k and NOS could see 40k games being expensive. 40k gives Magic a run for its money. We'll see. The actual card game for the Warhammer thing is not being managed by Games Workshop. They're just using their IP. Alright, I'm just gonna keep loading my boy up here. In it to win it. No, that's not true. Lifelink has never been a trigger. Once upon a time, we didn't word Lifelink the way it's worded today. It was an actual triggered effect, and it was different. But Lifelink has never gone on the stack. They go bolt, bolt. All right, they needed triple bolt here, right? If they have Dubs bolt here, we could die. So should be good to go. They actually had a chance here because our hand was slow and we were on the draw. We had to shock ourselves a little bit. Tino, thank you for the 8-month resubscription, 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. I do appreciate it. Is it bad that I'm making sure you're in a match before I queue? I can't beat Bogles. So Gryff's Boon probably isn't particularly good here. Spirit Mantle's probably not good here. Honestly, Kor Spiritdancer is probably pretty bad. I think they're definitely going to have burn spells in post board. I think I'm going to do this. I think racing us with burn spells is the only way they kind of get it. So I think Leyline of Sanctity is fine from that perspective. And like an extra path to like keep their threats off the table is good, assuming we get Leyline set up. As a connoisseur of the early scoop, this is not a matchup that I would play out from their side of the table, but you know, to each his or her own. This one, please. I would like this one, please. Put it into play. Is ghosting an advantage versus Bogles? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Alright. It's time for one slippery boy to go to work here. One slippery boy. Get my shotgun. Flip this into play. Oh, that was... Man, I even made a mistake on the first turn here. I should have... It doesn't. Not that I'm aware of, Aaron. I've been paid dollars to play this deck. It's not a deck that I've built. I should have fetched Temple Garden off of Wooded Foothills there, so that way I could fetch Godless Shrine with Windswept Heath. Not maxing on Verdants was a mistake here. I didn't think about that in the mana base. These should all be Verdants. I only have 2 Verdants in here for whatever reason, mostly because I'm a big dumb. That's fine. I probably just want to fetch all white anyways. Well, I definitely want to fetch all white. This will probably be... I don't think I want to fetch Shock here. I definitely want to fetch now, though. So that way I don't get Stifle Birded off of this land. Well, the problem is if I get Overgrown Tomb, like, I'd much rather prefer double white at this point. This is also showing this draw kind of the awkwardness of, like, why the believe it or not, adding the black enchantment's probably bad to this archetype. We've already started dealing damage to them, so, like, if we draw the enchantment at this point, it's just, like, really not accomplishing anything. It's gonna, like, work against our goals. Well, I guess, like, if we're doing it before they're below 10, it technically speeds things up. Resub time! Thank you, Pikes, for the 3 months, and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the continued support. Alright, saddle up. Flying high into the wild blue yonder. Magic is a low variance game now. Skilled players always win. Well, I think part of the thing too, Ozar, is like there isn't like another card we could be playing to like get extra damage, right? Like if you have Pyresis on 2 or 3, it's effectively giving your creature double strike, right? And like is there another thing in the game that can effectively give your creature double strike as an enchantment? I don't think there is, right? No, I think this matchup's pretty unwinnable for blue-red. You got me. Battle Mastery, give double strike at 4 mana. 4 is a lot more than 2. One could argue it's 100% more than 2, which is a pretty significant percentage increase. Well, that's quite lovely. I think 1, white mana is more accessible in this deck than black mana, and 2, we really don't care if we ramp them a lot of the time, I think, and we'd rather just play the better removal. Fatal Push misses a lot of creatures that see play in Modern right now. I think if you have access to Fatal Push and Path in your modern deck, like, you have to have, like, an absurdly good reason to play the first push before the fourth Path. Path is just, like, Path is one of the best things about playing White in Modern. Yeah, and, like, at this point in the game, like, if we draw Pyresis, even if we could cast it, we wouldn't, right? Yeah, it was added to the Q Pyro. Stifle me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You can't click me. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You can't click me. Would you say Path is a better card? I do think that's kind of a silly question. I think like saying is Path better than Lightning Bolt is like, you know, saying you know, is Slippery Bogle better than Birds of Paradise? Like, they're just like functionally different cards. They shocked to 2 and bolted themselves. I accept. This is like stacking all of their burn in response to itself. That's great. God bless opponent. This is the second best option after conceding the match. The matchup is really not good for the blue-red side. No, I think trying to claim ownerships of Magic decks is an absurd thing that only extremely petty people try to do. I think the idea that's like trying to claim ownership of a deck in Magic is like trying to claim ownership of like an idea in mathematics. Like, you don't invent decks, you discover them. Like many of these deck ideas are like, they're almost like canned deck ideas to a degree. Like, these are things that Wizards of the Coast like mostly intended to happen. I did see your tweet, but I had already picked up cards for the deck red. So I generally get prepared pretty far in advance. Nah, I'll just play the meme blind. Never not meme blind. Another Steam Vents, chat. Steam Vents is probably just really good for us in general. But that's certainly not the case with Dredge. What are we talking about? What's not the case with Dredge? Yes, as someone who's registered a lot of Steam Vents in his day, I would like to say that they have a hard time. We just beat Blue-Red Tempo. This is game 1, match 2. A remand strategy. They could have an Anger or a Sweltering Suns if they're a more controlling build. They could have Blood Moon here. Blood Moon would be really bad for us. Maybe I should have I probably should have cast Spider Umbra there as my second spell. Probably should have cast Spider Umbra. WotC planning decks for Modern. Okay, so here's the thing. If I am going to make an assumption here, and I have to make this assumption for my sanity. If Wizards of the Coast didn't see Dredge being a deck in Modern with, like, the printing of these other cards that caused them to have to reban their thing, like, they're bigger idiots than I thought. Like, I just have to hope against hope that they knew what they were doing. I have to, from emotionally speaking, I have to know that they knew I have to think that they knew what they were doing with this. They didn't see. That's true. Maybe my hope is unfounded, and I should just be very sad. Patrick Sullivan summed up the. Oh no! Chat! They're sculpting our minds, chat. How could we ever win a game of Magic now? Jace the Mind Sculptor was so unfair. Blurg, 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 blurg. we ever win the game now? We're gonna attack them just in case they're playing a breach deck. Because this way, if they breach Emrakul us, we can still untap and kill them. That's sculpting our minds. It's too bad. See this slippery boy? He's too stupid to be sculpted. You can't sculpt what's not there, Jace. Just give up. Give up and go home. You can't sculpt what's not there. Should we have kept the other Bogle in case of Terminus? If the double island Stomping Ground Steam Vent deck wants to Terminus me, be my guest. Oh, Brick, thank you for the 4-month resubscription there. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Oh, big old Tarmagoofy. Big old Tarmagoofy. What if we picked up the mantle of my people? The mantle of my people. Someone, thanks for checking out Honey, whoever you are out there. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so I think this is a Blood Moon deck. Should I bring these in? I almost feel like I should just bring these in, right? Like, very likely a Blood Moon deck. Path to Exile's probably not needed. I'll bring in Seals only. I like that. A ton of Temur decks have played Blood Moon over the years. In fact, I top 8'd it open with a Temur Blood Moon deck. It was literally Blue Moon Splash Tarmogoyf. So there is a precedent. There is a precedent. They're probably they're definitely a cryptic deck. Are you trying to say I want Gaddock Teeg because they're a cryptic deck? I don't think that's true. No, I'm gonna give myself the requirement that I'm not allowed to cut the Pyresis. That's the gimmick that we have here. I wanna run the gimmick to its maximum potential. I don't know that they're on Breach. The fact that they played a Tarmogoyf makes them less likely to be on Breach. Is Blue-Red Little Tempo different from Blue-Red Tempo? Yeah, if you open the donation queue, there'll be a link to the deck list in the donation queue. You can see how it's different. I also tweeted it out. Breach in the Tarmogoyf. Do you have a Force Spike? Oh wait, that one's not legal. Tack Alley, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Had a great weekend wherever you're at. It's already Monday in parts of the world, I do suppose. When I was bored at college last year, I would farm tickets with Bogles. This deck is, like, really annoying to beat through. Alright, so I'm going to fetch a basic Planeseer just to play around Blood Moon to the best of my ability. Not Hoobastank. Thank you for the 2-month resub and welcome back. Blue-White Control is a hard matchup now. Yeah, I'd believe that. I would. I almost clicked on their creature. I would definitely believe that Blue-White Control is tough. Alright, so this is my 4-4. My 4-4 is amazing. Techland, well, welcome to a live show. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Welcome, welcome. I completely and fundamentally disagree that Swift Spear is better than Soulscar Mage, and you broke my chat rules by not explaining why you feel differently, so I'm just going to time you out. So please remember, you need to be constructive and specific on this channel. If you are not constructive and specific, you will lose your ability to chat for a 10-minute time period. I guess I should have I should have not played my land tier, because if I would have gotten remanded there, I wouldn't have been able to recast my Hyena Umbra. My weekend was good. My weekend was great. Quite fantastic. Oh no, not a shock land. Not a shock land. What if that came into play on tapped opponent? Man, The greatest thing about playing a deck like Bogles is you get to see firsthand how many people hate their time and don't value it in Modern. Just like, people get really upset with decks like Bogles, and if you just like don't play the match when you can't win it, you'll never be upset. Of course, Fane, of course. Alright, well, really easy 2-0-4-0, just being normal Bogles, haven't drawn a Pyresis. Keep the steam vents coming, chat. Let's keep the steam vents pain train rolling. What do you think about Modular Affinity that won the Grand Prix? I think that deck is great. We've played it on stream a number of times before. You can find videos of me playing it along with my preferred deck list on my website. This is, we deserve this. This is Bogle a fun deck if I wanted to turn my brain off? Yeah, for the most part. The only thing you have to think about with this deck is mulliganing decisions. I'm actually just going to find out what our opponent's playing, and then I'm going to concede here. Grove of the Burnmulls. Usually watch your stuff on YouTube. Is there a Twitch cheat code to watch at 2x level? Zero Judge. Thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate you supporting my stuff here, even though you mostly view the YouTube stuff. Is this matchup unwinnable? This matchup's probably unwinnable, right? All right. Can we make this league the land speed league record playing all 5 matches? So here's the problem, Chubby Grunt. Even if we have turn 2 Rip on the play, which is unlikely because we only have 2 of them, even if we have turn 2 Rip on the play, they can still Wrath our Bogle by casting Living End off of a Cascade spell, which means we can't actually win the game. No, Totem Armor does not keep your creatures alive. Living End causes you to sacrifice your creatures. That's why it's unwinnable. So if Totem Armor saved my creatures from Living End, I would play the matchup, but it does not. That is not how Magic the Gathering works. It is not the interaction between Totem Armor and whatnot. Yeah, I'm rare to say, you know, nothing's 100%, but Spirits 1 and 2. Sweet. I really liked, I didn't look at the Spirits list from the open, but I really liked the Andre Strowski's take on Bant Spirits at the Grand Prix, where he cut Rattle Chains to play more 3-drops. Like, the thing that we said on this stream after playing it a little bit was that the Spirits build felt worse with more 2-drops in it, and just, like, straight up playing, you know, more 3s seems really good. Open was just straight blue-white. Whew! Man, I will tell you this, as someone who's been playing, as someone who likes the blue-red tempo deck, I am super excited for Spirits to be a deck that becomes popular. The blue-red tempo deck is very good against Spirits. No Thalia, no Thalia, no Thalia, no Thalia. Don't do it. Have a heart. Why do you hate me? Why must you hate me? Alright, so I'm just gonna, I can't Spirit Mantle because it costs 3. I can, however, Ethereal Armor. Make Mandarko huge. Did I just smash them? I think I just smashed them, right? I guess now I'm just gonna wait. If I just, like, don't die here and I hit a 3rd land, the Daybreak Coronet just, like, puts them deep inside the ground, right? You think Spirits can work with red, or is it worth it to not have Lightning Bolt? I don't know. I haven't spent time. We actually played a red splash version of Spirits. It felt like okay. I don't want to call it good, but it felt fine. I don't know in general. I do know when we played straight blue-white, it felt kind of lackluster. Like I said, if I was going to take a takeaway from the Spirits decks this weekend, I would be more interested in playing with Strowski's Bant deck from the Grand Prix than a straight blue-white Spirits deck. Sultai is my favorite color combination, but I can't find a deck I want to play in Modern. Any advice on finding a deck and not wasting a lot of money? There's going to be a sneeze coming here at some point, and I'm going to try and catch the mute, but if I don't, I apologize. The best way to try any deck in Modern without wasting a lot of money is Proxy, Proxy, Proxy. Cockatrice, X-Mage, Sharpies in bulk. Try before you buy, try before you buy, try before you buy. That being said, in my experience, Sultai is very bad in Modern. The blue cards in general don't add significant value, in my experience, to the green-black archetype, which is basically what Sultai decks end up being. And more controlling decks just aren't very good in Modern. You need ways to actually kill your opponent and close the game. And once you start trying to actually kill your opponent, this is going to name Daybreak Coronet, and then we're probably screwed here. Yeah, we've played some Sultai variations on this stream before, and my conclusion at the end of playing them last time was definitely this feels like bad green-black. I mean, like, it's playable if you're, like, want to be married to the Sultai colors and, like, have little Sultai babies, but, like, I don't think Sultai is a very good color combination in Modern. Put this towards Mardu. Super Friends will do, Kensei will do. Thank you for the support. That's not true, Red Life. They have their own creatures, and they have Beast Within. Thoughts on Spirits taking down the Open? Modern is a fan favorite format because any deck, regardless of how good or bad it is, can win any tournament at any given point. Sure, but that's not a Sultai deck. Bananak. That's a 4-color Shadow deck. At that point, you might as well just play, like, green-black and put 1 blue land in it and call it Sultai. I think we're dead, Jim. Yeah, there's a non-zero chance the Spirit Dancer could take things away from us. The Lifelink enchantment could also be a reasonable draw. In theory, what do you gain by adding blue to the black-green deck? You should go watch my YouTube channel. I've played Sultai a bunch of times on there. Sultai Delve, I think we called it. It was a basically green-black style, so adding blue. You can judge for yourself what value we gain, if any. Yeah, like this is bigger than our Bogle at this point. I guess I'm only taking 6. I'll take one more draw at the Lifelink enchantment here before we pack it up, pack it in. Good stuff, good stuff. Yep, details on how to pop into the subs Discord can be found here. Keep in mind, if you're a new sub, you'll need to wait a little bit for it to populate. Yeah, I think it's just that in, just a Path to Exile in. I'm gonna trim a Pyresis. I don't have anything else to bring in, but like too many 2-mana cards is just bad in this matchup, especially with Thalia. And them turning into 3-mana enchantments is really bad for us. Bogles is great. Sands the Terminus is making you sad. This deck's very good against a lot of decks in Modern. And you get to play great hate cards too. Like I think Gaddock Teeg is really good. I think getting to play Rip and Dampixter is also pretty reasonable. APK, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. This hand is not amazing, but Bogle, land to cast Bogle enchantments is definitely a keep in this deck. The fact that we don't have anything to make our Bogle's toughness larger really kind of sucks. Looking for that Daybreak Coronet, an Umbra, an Ethereal Armor, stuff like that. Sure. Perfect. I think I want to just get my Lifelink on ASAP here. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch the old Godless Shrine. And I'm going to go Lifelink plus Rancor this turn. Just start getting our 6-point swings. Because the deck list I was sent incorrectly had a Lifelink in it. Or the deck list I pulled. I don't remember if I was sent this or if this was in the one I copied. This should be a Spirit Link. So it would stack with Daybreak. You know what the quickest way to get banned in my channel is? To break the rules that you explicitly clicked past and ignored, and then come back and complain after you were timed out for breaking the rules. And you know what's funny? People that complain to the teacher, the people that had me as a teacher paid to be there. You're just an annoying little Twitch chat dweller that hasn't paid anything or contributed anything that I do here. You come into my house and explicitly ignore the rules, and then you throw a tantrum and get upset when I time you out for breaking the rules. I said Twitch chat dweller. I said Twitch chat dweller. Perhaps I didn't articulate well. All right, so looking for a Daybreak or a the one that gives it 1/1 for every enchantment we have. Moosey Juicy, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. We are getting beat down by the humans. Ethereal Armor, is that the one? Hyena Umbra. Ooh, we're getting kite sailed bootered. That's sad. I think we're dead, chat. I think we're dead. It's the Squire of Hoglandia with the 4-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. Probably got like one more draw step here. If I decided Thought Scour is the way to go in blue-white, I liked Thought Scour in the list that we played. It was fine. I definitely have less blue-white experience than some other people that are playing the deck for an infinite amount of time, though. No, Bob Hopkins. I am done. I am done playing bad versions of established decks. I am not a fan of Goblin Rebelmaster in the archetype. Trying to play a threat that helps you close the game in Modern that costs 3 mana is silly. 3 mana is so slow. I really like the Mardu Pyromancer list that Burgle spent a lot of time tuning, and I played a couple times on stream in the past. Last time we played a version of Mardu that played a ton of cute cards, I just can't do it again. I just can't do it again. I haven't been too impressed with Hazoret either, if I've been honest. We played that in the past as well. Actually, if I wanted to try a new threat in Mardu, something like Kiln Fiend might be a reasonable addition. Kiln Fiend was really impressive in one of the other Mardu decks that we played, and it might be okay in Mardu. Hina, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month. Let's not talk about the gruesomeness of what happened on that channel today. Do some Googling. You'll be able to find out. You'll be able to find out the tragedy that occurred. Let's keep the channel topic positive and upbeat. They did used to play Swift Spear. I forgot about that, but they totally played Swift Spear at some point. Yeah, this could be a game where Pyresis is reasonable. I think at that point it's a different deck. Completely disagree. I think you could just board in Kiln Fiend in Mardu Pyromancer pretty reasonably. Nope, primes are still identical for me, 0 levels up. In fact, people that are prime sub to my channel, if you're only watching my content anyways, my subscribers aren't supposed to see advertisements on my channel. I have that turned off. So if you are a Twitch Prime user and you are prime subbed to my channel, you should not see advertisements on my channel. Just wanted to pop in and share my favorite streamer. Also, I've been trying out Bugler over Tracker and Devoted Company in the board. Would you feel it's a reasonable change? Honestly, Yeheni, I think that's like a yes answer. Like, why not both? I think Bugler does seem really good in Devoted Company. I think it's possible that you probably want to play a little bit of each. I'm just gonna time people out. I ask people not to talk about it. Use the power of the internet at your fingers if you want to learn things that happened. Life gets a lot easier when you know how to find answers for yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Kor Spiritdancer and play the Hyena Umbra here, I think. Oh, I guess the Oblivion Stone's gonna kill my Infect enchantment, right? Right, I'm gonna keep my Bogle, but everything else is gonna weigh. Twitch Prime subs do not add anything to donation decks. You can learn all the details on donation decks here. Yeah, that seems fine. We have an Ulamog, alright. So I get to path them, plus Gryff Spoon my thing. I have a deck submission form linked below the stream for things people are interested in having played on stream. bit.ly/Google submit for a short link. We are super dead here, huh? Thoughts on Tainted Strike versus Pyresis? I think Bogles is not a deck that really one-shots people, which makes Tainted Strike pretty bad. Is this a matchup where I want Path to Exile? I don't actually know the answer to this question. This is probably a Kor Spiritdancer out matchup, right? It's definitely a Lifelink out. They have an Oblivion Stone in their hand, Animar. They took Oblivion Stone off of their Ancient Stirrings. That's why they took my thing away. As far as tier 1 decks are concerned, any tier 1 deck's a reasonable investment. You should proxy a bunch of decks and find the one you enjoy playing the most and then build that one. My toddler just started counting to 3 today, and it's 3 months with Hooglandia. Spooky. Thank you, CVN, for the 313 subscription. Thanks for re-upping at the tier 2 level, too. Be sure to drop me a message in private letting me know which deck you'd like to bump in the queue for that one. I'm going to trim Gryff Spoon. Spirit Mantle? Yeah, Spirit Mantle doesn't do anything. Alright, seems pretty clean. I don't think I really want these are the cards that are on my sideboard. You could maybe make the argument that we're supposed to keep Kor Spiritdancer just because it can be a really quick clock. So, Spirit Link is not strictly better. TCG players love to use verbiage like that in the very incorrect term. Strictly better. In order for something to be strictly better, it has to be better in actually every scenario. Spirit Link is better explicitly alongside Daybreak Coronet. So that is true. Spirit Link and Daybreak Coronet stack. The other ones don't. The other ones, otherwise Lifelink is better. Ovikkin, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that and welcome. And Lithanelli RS, thank you for the 8-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The wrap up is this deck took Bogles and made it worse. This is gonna be a shocker, but adding a 2-mana black enchantment to Bogles was not good. The splash on the mana base was not free. I think it's kind of more cute than good. You need to have it early, and if your opponent's able to interact with it, they set you pretty far behind because you're basically like splitting your game plan into a couple different cups. Just a few more biddies, and of course I like to get my complimentary timeout from our Lord and Savior Karn. Bless Watsy saving us from Stoneforge. I got you, Yeti. Alright, this is my 3-3. My 3-3 is gonna keep on keeping on. Wonder what they kept. They just didn't do anything. They must have like a bunch of O-Stones and Ugins in their hand, right? Like a bunch of cards that are really good against us. Just keep thinning. Yeah, if I time out a message, I still get the bits. Like here, if I draw Pyresis, it's like the worst draw in our deck, right? Just like we've split. I guess we're technically +2, but it's still pretty bad. You know when the next ban and restricted announcement will be a while. We just had one. Least enjoyable is a super subjective metric, so. Slow hand, Hadougan. Alright, let's move along to things that are slightly more mentally stimulating than Bogles. For the record, I do think that straight green-white Bogles is a very powerful deck, and if you like getting people and if you like mining salt, it is a great choice for mining salt. That being said, it's similar to Titan Shift in that I personally don't find it particularly stimulating to play. All right, let's fire up here with this blue.